Steve Bannon, fresh from busking on a street corner, barfing out, I guess, bad Tom Jones covers, joins us in just a moment. Can I skip this ad? It says you can skip this ad in 2 seconds. There's no ad. Wow, even Rumble is, feet.
We got Steve.
Hey, look at that. It's, now Navarro himself, he got tricked by Steve Bannon into like going, fuck you, Justice Department, and it did not work out well. Steve Bannon basically told Navarro, like, fuck it, they're not going to do anything. They're afraid of Trump, and they're afraid of the War Room posse and furt. And so, yeah, just fucking blow him off. And he did, and he got arrested. And then Bannon turned himself in like a week later.
Let's bring Steve in here first. Say hello. He's reading the newspaper, I think.
Yeah. I'm catching up.
Get your butt in here, will you? Yeah, you take an hour off. I could see your tan went up. You were at the sun tan.
Yeah, he got a tan. That's what happened. He went and got a tan, and now he's just reading the paper. It's this cute banter. That's what I tune in for. I don't know about all this politics and stuff, but it's just so charming. They're so wacky. It's like a morning zoo. You know what I mean? I just hear the voices, and I feel like I'm at home.
Standing booth, getting a haircut. You do look a little better, thank you.
Hold it.
Yeah. Look at this guy, man. He's just kicking back. He takes an hour. Yeah.
Hold it. The audience on Getter was getting to me. Said, "Can we please stop selling the book? Can you come back for an hour and help out Navarro?" No, Peter.
He's shitting on Navarro for trying to sell his book to pay for his legal expenses. This dude. All right. If Steve Bannon is your friend, I don't know if anybody's watching this, but it is this. Statistically, considering who I know watches this show and sits back and doesn't chat and just goes, of those folks, if you consider Steve Bannon a friend, you have no fucking friends in the world. You don't have any friends. I'm telling you. You done, son. If that's your standard, because this dude fucks with everybody. We've seen him laugh in Mike Lindell's face as Mike Lindell is paying for this fucking show. And then Navarro comes on, and the joke is, between the two of these guys, is him, who's got money, because he's got this rich, alleged Chinese dissident who works for the CCP, more than likely, and paying for his legal expenses. And Navarro's fucked. And yes, and Steve Bannon stole from MAGA, which is so far the only endearing thing about him.
The book's amazing.
Hey, it's a mission. It's not a book, Steve. Remember that.
That's a mission.
Yeah, look, what an asshole.
Give you one for free, buddy. What do you got there?
I'll give you one for free. We're still talking about the book, right?
But here's why I'm reading the New York Times. It's because on the cover, front page of the New York Times, and huge inside, and you know I love the New York Times. I've read it since I was a paper boy at 10. It's the whole story.
You were a paper boy this morning at 10?
Is Nevada reflects Democrats' hurdles across the USA.
Again, can I just point out, I know I do it fairly often, but can I point out how often these assholes talk about the mainstream media, shit on the mainstream media, call it the lamestream media, call it the corporate media. Always, always, always. And then they're always reading it, and they're always sourcing what they say as far as stories from it. Glenn Beck's the same fucking way.
Nevada reflects the hurdles that Democrats have. This is 100% about Jim Marchand and the great team in Nevada that is running out there and really putting, and they talk about the bet, Peter, that the Democrats went on abortion and they went for college-educated women, and the Trump movement and taking back Trump's America, the movement went for working class Hispanics to join MAGA and their significant others and their spouses, particularly non-college educated Hispanic men.
Who are actually going there for abortion too. This is the abortion split.
And it's been overwhelming. And
no, it isn't.
Nevada's in play, the huge headwinds. This is a damning article with 4 weeks to go, 5 weeks to go. 35 days, is it, to go?
Yeah, it's going to be great. Yeah, I would put all your eggs in that basket. Also, It's great. It's a great article that you want to read to kind of fluff yourself a little bit, considering the Herschel Walker story and how well that's going.
This is a damning article. And Peter, I think it shows more than anything you do in the book to define what MAGA is, to define the policies, and particularly to define the economic policies.
Great. Let's hear it. What is the economic policy of MAGA? Besides, give all your money to Trump in a super PAC and let him eat it and shit it out.
You know, populism and economic nationalism is built around a set of policies that allow the middle class and the working class to share in the bounty, to share in the wealth, to share in the value creation of this nation.
How?
And what we've had for, I don't know, 40 or 50 years or for many, many decades is really a concentration of that wealth by Wall Street, by the globalist corporations, by the uniparty, the paymasters of the uniparty.
By the way, when he says uniparty, it's the same shit you hear from TYT and the same shit you hear from Jimmy Dore and the same shit you hear from Russell Brand, two legs in the same pair of pants. That's what they're talking about. The uniparty is not just Democrats run things right now, but also the rhinos that enable them.
Party are Wall Street and the globalist corporations, and you can see in the concentration of wealth, 0.5%. Peter, of our citizens, American citizens, own more assets and more wealth than 90%.
Yeah, but that includes like factories and shit where people work. They don't have fucking. It's not like 700 castles for every rich person in the fucking whatever the breakdown would be, 30,000 billionaires that he's talking about.
In Nevada.
And like he gives a shit. If Trump's your boy, you can shut the fuck up about the 1% because you inflated a bullshitter who's pretending to be in the 1%.
You're seeing this play out, and that's why you need the Jim Marchands are going to win, the Adam Laxalts are going to win, the governor candidate out there is going to win, and Marchant. And what they're freaking out about, Peter, is once Marchant and Fincham and Karamo and these great secretaries of state are installed, you're only going to have free and fair elections and transparent. And Peter.
Yeah, that's fine. You do realize we don't give a fuck. As long as they really are there. Like one of the big stories that came out that they touted a couple days ago and that was in the news was that there was like one county voted that they're eliminating the machines. This was Lindell going, look, we finally did it. And it's like this little pissant county. And like more than likely the state was like, we can give you one machine or you guys can just do it and send them to us. But they're going to count them all by hand. And they're like, we're going to do this because it will show election integrity and we'll know for sure what the vote is. And like, first of all, you're already a red county. So I don't know what you're clamoring about. Secondly, as long as you're giving a legit count, I don't give a fuck how you get there. It's just a waste of time.
As you know from the Navarro report,
the Navarro report, is that him calling you from his cell?
If you have the canvassing boards cleaned out and the voting records up to date and everything set by law, remember that it's impossible for Democrats to win. Peter Navarro.
No.
You know what was interesting to me, Steve, about that New York Times article, I ran for Congress way back when in the 90s and got to know kind of the lay of the land and the big political force, interestingly enough, in Nevada is the Culinary Union.
Right. You got to get the cooks.
Right. Because they're the union that represents all the big hotel workers on the Strip. I mean, it's a huge...
In Vegas, yeah, because it's a 3-town state.
Powerful organization with a lot of clout. And there's like a vignette there in these stories about the shift, about how these culinary workers are walking precinct by precinct, and the Democrats that they're knocking doors on we refuse to open the door, are screaming at these people that Biden sucks, that this, that, the other.
So Democrats are screaming Biden sucks at members of the Culinary Union.
think about the economy. We don't care about Roe v. Wade. And it's like, whoa.
Yeah, that happened. That happened. I'm going to guess. Yeah. Yeah, it was culinary. Yes, sorry, it's a different union.
And so what that tells me is that this is deeply, deeply embedded. Let's go ahead.
By the way, don't bury the lead, because you went to the most important part of a 5,000 word report in the New York Times. Takes up many pages. When they go around and they're walking and they're knocking doors, which you should. This is grassroots, so the union guys are doing it. The first thing people scream is that the Democrats have destroyed the economy. I can't live. I can't buy food. I mean, these are working class people that should be theoretically Democrats.
No, they aren't.
So they're sitting there screaming at the Democrats, get out of my door. You've destroyed the economy. I can't afford to live. The inflation's out of control. I mean, it's the best spot. It's impossible with a fair count here for the Democrats to hold these seats, Peter, as you know. You've seen this coming, and it's in the book. By the way, I would love to go to those doors, knock on them, and hand them a copy of
Peter Navarro's book.
Of your book.
Right.
So they could see.
You want to see what real screaming looks like.
What we stand for.
Yeah, taking back Trump's America is a mission. I think we got to.
Taking back Trump's America? Is that the name of his fucking book? Take it. Why? From a patriotic standpoint, how is that not offensive? Hold on. Taking back Trump's America? Oh, here it is. Yeah, that's the fucking book. Hold on. Well, they're not going to like this. Taking Back Trump's America, Why We Lost the White House and How We'll Win It Back. Peter Navarro, best-selling author of In Trump Time. Oh yeah, this is the picture with the ghost of the photographer featured more prominently in it than Trump or him. Where am I? What was I doing? By the way, this is him referencing Navarro at one point. You can tell by his little hand cook like that. So Peter wrote this thing. So good job, Peter. I don't like. Part Hunter Thompson Gonzo, all David Halberstam narrative. Okay. Dr. Navarro delivers a brass knuckle insider's account of the merciless 2020 fall and miraculous 2024 rise of the White House of Trump. The miraculous 2020. So we're just assuming this book's, is it going to be released in 2028 in a parallel universe? Stephen K. Bannon. Get the fuck out of here.
Chance here to take back the House in a resounding way now, based on everything we're talking about here. Stephen, look, Nevada. Man, they were one of the 6 battleground states where Trump, quote, lost. And if that state finally shifts Republican, it's going to augur very, very poorly for the Democrats.
Oh, my God. Nevada, like Arizona, vacillates all the time.
And yes, they have destroyed the economy.
No, they haven't.
You want to bring in Jim now?
Yeah, bring in Jim, because I don't even know who Jim is, but it's got to be better than this.
Hold on. Hang on.
Bang, zoom.
Let's bring Jim in a second, but I want to just make sure we're also talking about when I said today going to court, our mission.
That's why he's not in studio.
Don't worry about the noise. Only focus on the signal, which is 8 November.
Yeah, signal, no noise, but armor-piercing shell, tip of the spear, also other military phrases. Fucking signal, not the noise. Shut the fuck. Like, this drives me crazy. He's constantly like, that's all noise. We want to focus on the signal. He drops that all the time and wears kind of like military-esque colors.
Yeah,
one of the key things, and Peter, you remember this in your analysis, is that state legislatures are going to be all important, particularly with the Supreme.
Yeah, because you're going to lose statewide elections everywhere, and Trump is eating all the money for House races.
Court now deconstructing the administrative state. A lot of this is going to be put back. There's this massive case, I think, in North Carolina about redistricting. The state legislatures, and Peter, as you remember, and we take the 6 problem states in 2020, the only state legislature we didn't control was in Nevada. And so Nevada's state legislature is in play. We're going to flip a couple.
Yeah, you still lost those other states, even though you controlled the state legislatures.
Like in Minnesota, et cetera. So these state legislatures, not just, remember, our whole purpose is to win from school boards, election boards, canvassing boards, medical boards.
Computer boards.
Anytime you have a board or a
Ben Shapiro's piece of wood.
commission, we
Peace.
want to be the dominant party on that. And this is what democracy is. This is what grassroots, the Democrats are freaking out because they don't have the enthusiasm. And don't forget the state legislatures.
I won't.
The reason that we never got the traction we should have gotten
was because your argument sucked, you had no evidence, and every time we find voter fraud in any kind of mass, it's caused by Republicans every fucking time.
In Nevada is we didn't have Jim Marchant as Secretary of State, and they had a Democratic control
So that he would commit a crime on behalf of Trump?
legislature. So, Peter, as you know, this is all up and down. We look to destroy the Democratic Party as a national political institution on
Yeah. After you get done doing that to the Republican Party, I guess?
8 November, sir.
And to that point, Steve,
Or lack thereof.
it's the state legislatures who not only passed all those rules.
Oh my God. You know what this is like? This is like 2 assholes at a bar talking about a game that was lost 2 fucking years ago. And you're like, you're sitting there like hanging out with friends and you're like, are you talking about the Steelers versus the Bengals? I didn't think they played them this year. No, we're still litigating a game from 2 years ago. You're what? Yeah, I just still think they could have pulled it out at the end in that one call. Like, are you out of your fucking mind? Which team are you for? Why we think both of them should be destroyed. Why? Well, because our ultimate goal is to crater the NFL. Who the fuck are you? And get out of this fucking bar. You're bumming everybody out.
That basically allowed the Democrats to steal. But if you look now at Alaska
Oh, I'm looking.
and Maine,
Yeah. I mean, Palin's got this locked. I think hope springs eternal.
we went over this with Richard Barris. They've got that ranked
Unless you're going over it with Chuck Barris, I'm not interested. Gene, the Jesus machine. All right.
choice voting thing, which is nothing more
terrible.
than
Oh, ranked choice. Terrible. It's terrible. Oh, God. When people have more than one choice, we can't even get them to choose our guy when they're running unopposed.
the Democrats control the world thing. It's just like friggin' stupid. You get
Yeah, man. You should have Sarah Palin on so Bannon can laugh in his face. By the way, is it just me, or does Bannon look like he has the same chest as Meatloaf in Fight Club?
like you get a
Of
camp.
course he's drinking out of a styrofoam cup. Fuck. He might I feel like he should finish drinking that and then just throw it out the fucking window.
A Republican candidate winning.
It's not stupid. It's not stupid.
outright,
It's
and
not
it's
stupid.
like
It's not.
she
no,
loses.
It's not stupid. It's the way
Sarah
you keep.
Palin.
It's the way you keep the establishment. It's the way you keep the.
Yeah, it's establishment. It's all deep state. It's the deep state. His name is Robert Paulson. That's right.
Establishment in charge. Those are
This is Robert and this is Paulson.
anti-MAGA.
Moderates, quote.
The
right,
ranked choice
yeah, right.
is anti-MAGA. Anti-MAGA. We
Yeah.
got to reverse that. That's
Yeah.
where we got to take state legislatures.
Yeah, totally. It'll happen. I mean, the people of Alaska voted for it, but fuck them, right? If you take over the legislature, just pretend you're there for what the voters wanted last time and then do the opposite. That seems like a good plan.
Sarah Palin should be in the House right now.
What'd I say? What'd I fucking say?
She should be in the House right now.
I do need a little bit of leave-in conditioner. It's only because I was blow drying it as like right before the show, and I was like, yeah, fuck it.
And what I did with Barris, which was really
Sorry, I have to dance like Chuck Barris every time he says Barris.
interesting, Steve, is I culled down a list of about 35 races.
So you killed everyone in the other races?
Into like 10 that the posse can go out and help and really make them.
Oh, wow. That's good. You want to focus because obviously the posse is pitifully small.
Material difference. And a lot of those races, Steve, are ones that Kevin McCarthy in the House have not gotten behind, that
Like a fucker. What's up with that? Why do I not have popcorn right now? God damn it.
we can win. And the
Sorry, I have to. This is what while Peter Navarro's thinking, I feel like it's important that we put in Steve Bannon's thoughts.
the other one that like, wow, it's like Mitch McConnell and Blake Masters in Arizona. We can win that race, Steve. So yeah, that's
time,
like
big time.
that's the other
Big time, bro. Big time. Totally. Nailed it, bruh.
thing we're
time.
facing here.
Big time. Big time. Tip of the spear, armor-piercing shell. Signal, not noise.
Trump's America. When we take back Trump's America,
When we take back Trump's America, Jesus Christ, what is that? Like 3 golf courses and 4 floors out of Trump Tower? Does he own any of it at this point?
we not only take it back from the Democrats, we take it back from the rhinos.
That's right. Yes, go after the rhinos. God damn it. And me without popcorn. What the fuck?
And that's what we've got to do. Signal, not noise. Right.
He's learning. You're doing very well, young Padawan. Signal, not noise. Shut the fuck up. Do you have to say that whenever Steve starts losing his erection?
Right now, through November, that's what we got to focus on, sir.
Sir. Look, he just winced when he called him sir. I think that's what we got to do, sir. God, how far have I slid? Motherfucker.
We have to run through the tape. I also want to say we're going to be
Yeah, you do. You have to wait a minute. Was that a marathon finish line analogy from this fucker? We have to run through the tape. Yeah, you can't coast that last quarter mile, man. You got to book it right at the end. You can't. It's going to take every ounce of strength in your sprinter's body.
talking about individual districts starting today because we can pick up 40 or 50 seats.
No, you can't.
Right? We can have the biggest majority. Look, there's 74 that they're putting money into. I believe we can still get to 100 if we deliver the shattering blow that we can deliver.
Dude, half of those should already be red.
Really have over 280, 300 members of the House and really destroy the Democratic Party. Just crush it down.
Let me say something real quick on that.
Crush it down to its crazy what point?
Deliver. Really have over 280, 300 members of the House and really destroy the Democratic Party. Just crush it down.
Let me say something real quick on that.
Crush it down to its crazy left wing. So either smash it to super chat. Bannon looks like Granny Goodness' son. Thank you, Raphael. I don't know who's Granny Goodness. I'm sorry if I'm missing that reference.
Let me say something real quick on that because the thing
Yeah.
that came out with Barris, which was fascinating.
Gene, the Jesus machine. Gong. I need a gong sound effect.
That bump, that summer bump,
Yes. Steve's been going to the gym. He got rid of it.
Biden had, and everything was closing, and Morning Joe was kind of like, just over the moon kind of thing. That's gone. That is just obliterated.
Yes.
Because people are looking at the economy, the financial markets.
The economy and also the financial markets.
And what they can buy in the supermarket. And this thing is, right now at least, it's moving Republican on the economy. Stupid.
It's the Hispanic woman in the New York Times story yelling at the guy knocking on the door saying Democrats destroyed the economy. Okay? That's
Get out of
Vox
here,
Populi
Connor,
right
Union.
there.
Get out of
Vox Populi.
here. Yeah, I did. But look, the last thing quickly. It's like the
Yeah. That was a great point. But yeah, one more.
unions. When I was with Trump, they always worked
How long were you with Trump? Is that like great with child?
against their own membership. The leaders worked
Big time.
against their own membership. It broke my heart. The Teamsters, the AFL-CIO.
Some of the craft unions are with Trump.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
carpenters
Some of the crafts union? What do you mean, Hobby Lobby?
usually All right, brother.
That's who I would pick.
That wraps it up. Yeah, thanks, brother. Thanks. That was awesome. Good Lord. You're watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. I dive into these talking points so you don't have to see them alone, quite frankly. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Give a thumbs up. Support the show in any way you can. And if you can't, don't worry about it. Just settle in and go, I'll get you later, Hal. I'm going to come see a live show and buy a t-shirt. It'll be a good time.